Hi guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching, as you can see by the title, Season 2, Episode 16 of Battlestar Galactica. That is right, we are inching ever closer to the finale of Season 2, and then, well, apparently it's either Season 3 or some webisode series? I'm not sure. I'm undecided. However, that is beside the point. That is a problem for future us. Right now, we are going to watch episode 16, which, like I said, is coming off... Well, I didn't say this. It's coming off of the back of two episodes that were more character introspectives, which I usually absolutely love when shows do that. Like, I want to know every single detail about a character. I want to, like, completely pick apart, like, their thought process and everything. The format of the episodes, however, made it not my favorite. There were moments that I definitely liked, especially in the last episode, but I think as, you know, overall, they probably won't be episodes I'll revisit a lot. That being said, I am still excited to get into this episode. I'm kind of hoping we get back on, like, the main plot of the season and sort of further that, but we'll see. And there's only one way for us to see. I'm done talking, so let's find out.
Sleeper agents within the fleet. Cylon impregnation.
Do I know this voice?
Resources.
Is she a journalist? Sorry, I'm assuming that's her husband. Oh, he died. He died. She dedicated her life to exposing Cylons, defeating Cylons, something like that, maybe. She has a gun. Okay, she in particular hates Sharon.
Speculation continues that Galactica is harboring a Cylon agent. Admiral Adama has made no comment on this situation.
So it's out.
If I felt for 1 second that she posed some kind of a threat to this fleet, I'd pull the trigger on her myself.
He would too.
We may need to hear that, Admiral.
Billy, you're getting bold.
Use the press. Tell them the truth. I mean, we barely know anything about the Cylons, and until we learn more, we're not going to destroy the only source of information that we have.
That's simple, huh?
I mean, I agree with what he's saying.
Could I have a minute?
Sure. Important.
You were saying about the hard questions?
Ooh.
I know, it's just my debate team ring, but...
Is he asking her to marry him? Oh. Billy, she was just...
Billy.
I love you.
Okay, but...
I've loved you since the first day I met you. I mean, you were half naked.
All right. Love is not enough. Always, hun. She's been eyeing another man. 10
I
seconds
know that I
ago.
kind of blindsided you with this, okay? I mean, it doesn't have to be tomorrow.
Billy, I can't marry you.
Okay, thank God. I thought she was gonna say yes. At least she's being honest.
I don't know how else to say it.
How honest?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so she's just gonna say she can't. Okay. That's fine. At least she's honest. I appreciate that. I don't think Billy appreciates that, but, like, that was good.
I don't know what to make of me and Billy, but I know I can't marry him.
That's good. I don't know.
Then again, I don't know what to make of you and me either.
I don't either. I feel like it a little bit came out of nowhere, except for that one tiny moment. What is she gonna do? Girl, you looking hella suspicious. I was worried that she had her gun. Is this gonna be like a hostage situation. She's gonna pull it out, start shooting, maybe take Lee. I mean, he is Adama's son. Demand an exchange. I don't know. Who is he? Is he with her? Are they with her?
D.
Oh, Billy's here too. Uh-oh.
I grabbed a 2-day rotation. I thought I'd grab some R&R.
I'm on business, as usual. Captain Adama.
Awkward. Oh no, he's realizing. Oh no. Oh, Billy. Poor Billy.
I really am an idiot, aren't I?
Oh.
Can you give us a minute?
Now, you know what? Have a seat, Captain. Be my guest. Billy, I'm sorry.
Ah, that was so awkward. I feel so awkward.
I thought, if anything, we were honest with each other. But you knew you were going to be here with him today, and you let me propose to you. I know that giving you that ring was stupid.
Well,
That's fine. Maybe this wasn't going to work out between us.
to be fair,
You should have told me about this.
I agree, but she didn't let you propose to her. You just did it. I don't think she was expecting that.
People like us are more complicated.
Us?
Yeah, don't compare yourself, Ellen.
Ellen, you're a regular here, right? You ever see that woman before?
He knows that she's acting sus.
No, only when I came in and wondered when they were going to start enforcing a dress code.
All right, Ellen. Okay, he sees it. Good. Lee. Do something. I don't know what.
Ellen, the bathroom's over here.
Are you serious?
Okay. He does not want to have sex with you. Calm yourself, woman.
Amaze me.
He's trying to save you and help you and use you to get word out, probably. Lee, you need to
This is it now.
actually do something. No.
You ready?
No. Let's not make hasty decisions. I feel like I recognize that guy too from before.
Yes.
No, this is why are y'all doing this? I mean, I know why, but like, oh no. This is gonna be a hostage situation. Oh, they're shutting the doors.
Do it.
Where did they get these guns? Can I also just question? Because I feel like it would be difficult to get guns on a Battlestar.
Is it true the fleet knows I'm on Galactica?
Yep.
I'm interested in navigational weaknesses.
I would avoid these pulsar pointers because of Drata's interference. Why won't you answer my question?
Because he doesn't think that you deserve to know, probably.
The baby she's kicking.
The fleet knows.
Oh, he did answer.
That'll be all for today.
He doesn't like seeing her because it humanizes her to him, right? When she says like, oh, the baby's kicking and stuff. He's becoming less and less to her. I don't know what the word is, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he's becoming more affected. She's still holding her drink. I would have either drank it already or like tossed it. Looking for a way out.
What are you doing?
Pressure hatch can withstand explosive decompression.
He's clearly
The
looking
only
for a
way
way.
help's getting in is with a raft of high explosives. Or we could just let these clowns open the pressure door for us.
Open the door for us. Why would they do that?
Give me your drink.
Let me talk to them.
The ice. I need the dry ice.
Is she gonna, what? Is she gonna go?
Ellen!
Please don't shoot.
Oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with her?
My husband's exile of Galactica. You've just made the worst mistakes of your life.
Saul,
Ellen, what's wrong?
they're holding us hostage.
They're threatening to kill us.
My name is Sesha Avenel. I have seized control of the Cloud9 Lounge.
What do you want?
Sharon Valeri?
The colonial fleet
Has become a Cylon-occupied territory.
You want Sharon Valeri.
Who do we have aboard Cloud 9?
Your son?
Captain Adama, half a Marine squad, and Starbuck's already there on R&R.
Oh.
Me Starbuck right away.
Starbuck.
Yes, sir.
Starbuck to the rescue. Starbuck to the rescue.
There was another guy at the bar. Check the back. We don't want any more mistakes.
Surely he'll see the panel removed, right? Oh, he came back. Okay. Go, Lee.
All right, here's what we know. We got an unknown number of shooters, at least 20 hostages, and about a 90-minute window before they start throwing out bodies.
She looks great. Complications.
Put your weapon down.
In your plan. It's technically your weapon.
This is Captain Adama from the Galactica. He just wants to talk.
Talk, that's it, just talk.
They're together.
They're actually not together?
Sit down. She dies.
She dies, he dies. You get it?
Difference is you won't do it. He will.
I don't know if he will or not, but I know Adama won't.
Okay.
Lee, you really should have been smarter about this. Should have, like, gotten rid of all the bullets in the gun or something.
It's his son. He's not gonna choose the Cylon over his son.
You would think Lee would realize how valuable of a hostage that he would be to Adama.
CO2 is through the roof.
They're trying to suffocate us.
There's a reason you don't just start shooting on a spaceship. Probably nicked a line.
At least that was smart of him.
We're losing oxygen. It's not restored, the hostages die.
And you all die, because this is over.
Not until the Cylon's dead. I'm willing to die to see this through.
Are you willing?
You're willing to risk your son's life?
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly you're listening.
God damn it, give her what she wants!
Ellen, you were the stupid ass who fucked up part of the plan.
Military asset on your altar of revenge.
This isn't a...
You said this was about us being played by the Cylons, but it isn't.
It's about your husband.
It's about you wanting to strike back, and I understand that too. We've all lost people that we care about, and we learn to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
The concrete evidence to Caprica's defenses were compromised by a Cylon agent who infiltrated the Ministry of Defense on the eve of the attacks.
Maybe we were just caught by surprise, and we're beaten.
Then maybe you are just missing the point.
You are infiltrated. You are being infiltrated again right now. You can sit there and pretend you know what you're doing, but you do not.
But you don't act...
I want this air system restored right now. One person comes in alone, fixes it, leaves.
But she doesn't know everything either, so it's, you know, it's like she has some information, but not all of it.
So we can't give her a share, and I hope you know that, right?
I know that. If we can start dealing with terrorists, we start now, it'll open the floodgates and it'll never stop. But by the way, it's not Sharon. It's a frackin' Cylon.
You don't think I know that?
I think there's part of you that looks into that thing's eyes and still sees that young girl that reported aboard 2 years ago as a rogue pilot. Well, it's not.
But it is, actually.
Bill, it's a machine.
It's more complicated than that, and I think Adama is starting to see that, which I appreciate.
There's nothing wrong with the air.
Could be a glitch.
Or maybe someone screwed with one of the CO2 sensors in the bar.
Lee. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Maybe he's giving us an opening.
If I can get someone inside, get a clear idea of what we're dealing with.
Kara, this is a recon mission. Get someone to volunteer. Didn't you assess the situation?
I'm here to repair the O2 line.
Yep, I knew she was gonna do it herself.
What are you doing?
Volunteering.
It's Starbuck. Like, come on. Not for a second did you think she was letting anybody else do it. They are not gonna recognize her. Lee will. Ellen will. Ellen better not fuck it up. Obviously, Dee and Billy will as well, but I don't think they're stupid enough to say anything. Ellen, I don't know. Hey, I used to have that exact box. Sorry.
Looks clean.
Ellen, don't you fucking say shit.
Wait a minute. Turn around, slowly.
Why? Ellen, if you fucked this up. Oh. Starbuck? What the fuck? That was a horrible shot. Unless she did it on purpose? To get him out? I don't know. I don't think she did it on purpose. That was horrible. That was Ellen, I blame you for this.
Billy, I need shirts, towels, anything I can use as a bandage.
Come on, Billy.
Billy!
Get out.
Nobody said you could move.
You still want the Cylon? Do you? Because if the Admiral's son dies, you're not gonna get a deal. You get that?
Right?
If he dies, you're not gonna get what you want.
If he dies, you die.
We got a report of gunshots. What's happening?
My cover was blown. I had to move. I'm sorry.
Any casualties?
Yeah.
2 Marines, probably KIA, at least one of the gunmen. And Lee.
No, he's not dead.
It was crazy in there, confused. He got hit.
How bad?
I don't know.
Hold your position. Make no move unless you hear from me.
It was friendly fire. Lee got hit by friendly fire. I think it was me.
Okay, but you didn't kill him. Let's focus on that.
Give your orders.
Starbuck.
I can't stop the bleeding. I can't stop the bleeding. I can't tell if it hit an artery. Lee, help me. Okay.
He's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
This is a fucked up situation. Billy, please don't do anything stupid, Billy. Billy. I see that look in your eyes. Don't do anything stupid. I have a feeling Billy might.
She loses a husband and suddenly the world owes her an explanation.
He was a good man. He wasn't just her husband, he was my brother.
My brother died on Bicon. He was a good man, too.
Yep.
They're all good men.
Billy is the closest thing that I have to family left in this world, and if you don't think that confuses things emotionally for me.
What if Sharon has been playing us all, plotting our destruction with every passing day? What if the terrorists are right?
I don't think they are.
You know, I thought a long time about this, about how far I'd go.
Uh-huh.
And I honestly did not know.
But now I do.
What are you gonna do? Oh, give her what I want. It's just a machine.
They're gonna kill her.
I don't think they will.
Hold your fire. I'm giving you the Cylon.
It's gotta be a trap.
But you won't be alive.
What does that mean? That is not the deal.
It means that you've convinced me.
That we may have been played.
If you want Sharon Valeri, you can have her.
But on my terms.
Done.
What's his play here?
Cut the wire.
Surely he won't kill her. Are they gonna give them the body of the other Sharon? Like the previous Sharon that they have?
Stop looking at him, Billy. I know you think you can get that gun.
I'm only thinking in case something happens.
No, I'm not trained for that. You've got nothing to prove.
I don't want him to get killed either, so.
We're opening the door. But if anything goes wrong, we start killing hostages.
What? How do they think that one evil act by them is okay because an evil act was done to them? That's what I don't understand. Okay. Do you feel better?
Wait.
What? Billy, don't get yourself killed. Billy, don't get yourself killed.
This one's been dead for weeks.
Go, 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 go.
Our Cylon's still alive.
Go, 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 go.
Kill the girlfriend.
Billy, don't get yourself killed. Billy, don't get yourself killed. Billy, don't get yourself killed. I don't think they'll kill Dee, but like, oh, Billy, don't get yourself killed. No, Billy. Oh, that poor guy. He didn't even want to do it, really.
All clear.
Medic! Here now!
Lee!
He'll be okay. He'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. Okay, there he goes. He was holding his hand. I knew he was gonna get himself killed. Billy, why you gotta do this? Damn it. Of course, Ellen is fine.
Is this what you gave him?
It was a calculated risk.
It wasn't worth it.
Billy shouldn't have done what he did. He was upset and acting rashly. That's better.
You're so young.
They're fixing his hair, got me. Hey? If the goal is for me to ship this, it's not working. I'm sorry. Just saying. I like both of them, but not together. Okay, so first off, I thought this episode was a lot better than the previous two. I really liked it, despite the fact that, you know, we lost Billy, which is quite sad, and I will talk about more in a little bit. But yeah, I think that the structure of it, the narrative of it, the way that it was told, I felt was much better than the previous few episodes. So yeah, I feel like we're getting back into the swing of the season, and I really liked it. It didn't necessarily further the plot, I guess, a little bit, in that it's sort of the fleet is now aware of Sharon and the fact that there is a Cylon aboard the Galactica, and well, there's multiple, but we just don't know who they all are. But they know about Sharon, and I don't know if the military is gonna like spin this and like cover it up like we got rid of the Cylon and then Sharon is gonna be a secret again, or what. Like, I'm not sure how the narrative is going to play out as far as the narrative that the military is going to tell the public. I really liked this episode. I liked the stakes of it. I liked the way that it was told. I was frustrated with certain characters. Looking at you, Ellen, as fucking always. Like, why did you double glance at Starbuck? So frustrating, so frustrating. Everyone else was like, I've never seen this person before. I'm not gonna look. And she was like, so frustrating. Like, I feel like a lot of it could have, well, Ellen just makes bad choices, right? I find her character to be very frustrating for multiple reasons, but just her poor decision making and her inability to think things through and like care about other people besides herself is up there with like frustrating things about her. I do like that even though Ty, you know, was obviously very worried about his wife and Adama was very worried about Lee, they both knew, like they both agreed, like we can't give her what she wants, which I think is a good, you know, thing. You know, if I was his wife, I wouldn't love that. But I think that it for the, you know, whole fleet, it makes sense. Now, I do want to talk about, what's her name? Sesha? I think Sesha, right? I do want to talk about her and the guys with her and their motivation for what they did, right? Now, they are right about the fact that a Cylon did infiltrate the military defense prior to the attack on Caprica. As we know, it was Six and Gaius let her in, unbeknownst to Gaius, of course, at the time. And that's sort of how all of it, you know, the dominoes started to fall. Yeah, so she was right about that. And I think that it's valid that she's concerned that it's happening again, that they're being taken advantage of by a Cylon. However, that wasn't her actual motivation, right? I think it's very clear through the flashbacks, through her room in the beginning, through her actions once they got Sharon, that it was about revenge for her, right? Like, all of it at the end boiled down to revenge. She wanted to get back at Sharon and the Cylons for the death of her husband. And that guy that was with her, one of them, wanted to get back for the death of his brother. And I think that that is a valid way to feel, right? I think that revenge plots, they make sense, right? I'm not saying that I don't understand them. I'm not saying that, like, I can't possibly fathom how people could feel that way. Like, I do, obviously. Like, what would you not do for people that you love, right? I think that if any of us sits here and asks ourselves that question, there's a lot that you would do for the people you love. And I think that if you lost them violently to an enemy, to somebody, right? Like, they were taken from you by somebody. I think that the natural desire for revenge, I think it is a natural desire for revenge, right? Like, hello, that's the premise of the entire show of Supernatural, right? Like, I get it. I get that. I would feel the same way. I would be incredibly angry. I would definitely want revenge. I for sure understand those thoughts and feelings, right? Like, I get that. I think the lengths to which you'll go for revenge, I think most of us probably would not take the steps that she took. Yeah. Like, I think the desire is normal. I think feeling that way is normal. I think being willing to kill innocent people in your quest for revenge is taking it further than most would, right? I would not be able to sit there and kill somebody else and know that I was taking them away from somebody that they loved and somebody that loved them in order to get revenge for the person I loved, because I think that it wouldn't make sense to me. This person has nothing to do with it. Like, Lee, Dee, Billy, like, they're innocent. They have nothing to do. And all the other people in that bar, like, they have nothing to do with the Cylon that killed my husband, right? If I'm in her position. Why would I kill them? Like, what? Like, that's when it stops, you know, making sense to me. I don't know. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Because I think that, like, in the past, in episodes that have been heavily, like, revenge plot episodes, people have been like, I can't believe you don't understand the motivation behind this. And it's like, I do understand the motivation. I get that you would feel that way. I understand that. It's when it gets to the execution of it that then involves hurting other innocent people. That's when I'm like, would you not, like, would you cross that line? And I think most of us wouldn't, you know? And so I think that, like, while I can understand her motivation, I'm like, it's taking it too far. Yeah. So I think also that a lot of times, sorry, to get back to a point, a lot of times people sort of drape themselves in, like, the flag of something else in order to get something that is deeply personal to them that they want, right? She sort of draped herself in the flag of, I'm doing this for the fleet, when I don't think that that's actually what she was doing it for. And I think this episode showed very clearly that she was doing it for revenge. I'm curious as to your guys' take on it. Like, can you also understand the motivation, but would hopefully stop short of, like, you know, killing innocent people to get there? Yeah? Also, to transition to another topic, which I already talked about a little bit, but, like, can we agree that Ellen just makes really freaking bad choices, okay? Like, her and Lee were in the bathroom, hiding. No one knew they were there. These people were not the best hostage takers because they didn't clear out every single spot. Like, they didn't look behind the bar, they didn't look in the back room, they didn't look in the bathroom, at least initially, right? Until Ellen came out. Like, they didn't even consider it, which, like, that's poor planning on their part. They clearly should have scoped out the place. They should have, like, looked at all the nooks and crannies, made sure if there was escape routes. They should have gone into the bathroom first, both bathrooms, make sure nobody was in there. Like, you know, not to tell criminals how to do their job, but, like, do it better. That said, Ellen and Lee were hidden, right? And she just walked out because I think that she thinks, like, because Saul is the XO, that, like, she's, like, an important hostage, right? Yeah, important to get killed, Ellen. I don't know. And then, you know, she looked at Starbuck, and, you know, maybe I'm just blaming things on her that aren't her fault, but, like, the camera focused on her looking at Starbuck, and then that guy being like, wait a second, didn't it? I'm gonna look just to make sure I'm not, you know, hating on her for no reason. Yeah, okay, he fully, like, Ellen fully is like, like, I know you, you know? And then that guy's like, wait a second. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, no, I was not just hating on her for no reason. She just frustrates me, you guys. She frustrates me. I don't think that she should have died, right? Like, I'm not like, kill her, you know? But, like, if I had to choose between her and Billy, I would have chosen her. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think she would die, though, because it's the annoying characters that live. If you watched Game of Thrones, you know how true that is. Also, okay, so, sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. So I want to talk about the whole Dee, Lee, Billy situation. One, I feel like I wish that they had seeded Dee and Lee a little bit more prior to this episode, right? Like, they had the moment that we talked about previously in the Lee episode, right? The moment where they were, like, wrestling, and then it was like, are they gonna kiss? And then Billy showed up at the door. And to my recollection, you guys can tell me if I'm just completely remembering incorrectly, but that was really the only hint that there was anything, like, romantic between them. And it was like a quick ass moment in an episode. And then in the Lee episode, there was the whole thing where she came to him and was like, is there something here? And I was like, what? Like, you know, I was completely taken off guard. Now, it seems like they were seeding that for this episode and to have the big, you know, moment with Billy proposing. And then I should have known when he proposed and she said no, that he was going to die. But they were seeding that for this sort of triangular situation, which, one, I'll be the first to admit, I don't love a love triangle. Like, it's not my jam for the most part. Like, it's not my favorite trope, we'll say. So, I guess it's more of like a square, though, if you add Starbuck in there. Although Starbuck is more like, it's more like on the back burner for later. But anyway, so the whole Lee and Dee situation, like I said, I wish that there had been a little bit more of, like, just sprinkling that in, like, just tiny moments. Like, they wouldn't have to take longer than a few seconds, honestly. just like a little bit of glances between them. Like, I wish they had started that maybe at like the beginning of the season and then sprinkled it in throughout to where you're like, oh, will they, won't they? Like, poor Billy, you know, sort of situation. And then reached the culmination of this episode, right? Personally, I think that would be better. I understand, what I'm trying to say. I understand that they have different writers and different, you know, directors and stuff like that throughout the season. So I just feel like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like it just would have been a little bit more cohesive and it would have made this episode a little bit more impactful, or that aspect of this this episode, right? I also think that Billy proposing to her came a little bit out of nowhere. Yes, they have been in a like happy, Billy thinks, relationship for this whole time, essentially. But I don't know. It kind of just seemed like he randomly was like, let's get married, right? Like, I wish there was like an impetus for it, or again, they had like seeded it a little bit sooner. I think that it happened to sort of draw more tragedy to his death, right? The way, like, everything sort of culminated to put Billy in the sort of headspace to do what he did, which led to his death, right? Because here he is finding out about Lee and Dee, which, like, nothing has even happened. Like, have they even kissed? I can't even remember if they kissed in the Lee episode or not. So, like, you know, but he's finding out that she's at least been contemplating something else while she was with him. Lee getting shot, and then her having to take care of him, and then Billy having to comfort her, taking care of Lee. Like, and then, like, I think it just all culminated to put him in that headspace to do something stupid, which he did. But yeah, I don't know. I think that plot is maybe not my favorite, right? Like, the Lee and Dee romance, which I think could have, like, they could have made me more into it, right? Had they sprinkled it more. Had there been more indication. Of course, I mean, I'm a Lee and Starbuck shipper, so I probably wouldn't have loved it anyway. But I liked Starbuck and Anders, so I don't know. I think it's possible to do, like, side romances, right? Like, if I think that Lee and Starbuck are endgame of the show, right? Which I do. I don't know if that's right or not, but I feel like that's kind of like the end game, right? If I feel like they're end game, I think that it's possible to do like other relationships on the way there and have it done well and like make you ship it. Yeah. I'm not on board the Lee and Dee ship yet. I like Lee. I like Dee as individual characters. I really like them both a lot. But yeah, I don't know if I like the idea of them together. And I don't know if I like the way that the idea of them together was like presented to me in the show. But yeah, I'm open for them changing my mind. Like I said, I just kind of wish that it had been seeded a little bit more. Like, for example, in contrast to Lee and Starbuck, since the miniseries, there's been like subtext for those two, right? Lots of different subtext on both sides, I think. So it's really the will they, won't they that I talked about, right? I think that that's done very well. I just wish that the Lee and Dee was done a little bit better. I have talked about that for far too long. I'm sorry, you guys. I like that they are starting to sort of seed the idea, and they have been. Another example of good, like, tiny moments that they're showing us with Adama sort of warming up to Sharon, right? I do think that he is sort of coming around, and I do think that he is softening to her. What did I write down? I think that he's becoming more affected by her. Like, I think that he is starting to see Cylons as possibly more than machines, and I think that it's been done really well in the show to sort of show Adama's struggle with it, right? Like, he's definitely flip-flopped a few times, and at first I didn't love it because I'm like, why does he have to keep coming around to this idea? But the more that they do it, I think that the more realistic it is, right? Because he's been raised a certain way. He's always felt a certain way about Cylons. And I think that for somebody like Adama, who is so, like, stubborn and set in his ways, and, like, when he makes his mind up, he fucking makes it up, right? I think for somebody like him to come around to the idea that Cylons are maybe more than Cylons, it would take that, right? And so actually, like, being at the end of season 2 and seeing how this is played out between him and Sharon so far, I really, really like the way that they've done it. I think they've done it really well to have him sort of like, do I believe it? No, I don't. Do I believe? No, I don't. Do, you know, like, because it's signifying the internal struggle that, you know, you would have if you're trying to fight against what you've been taught, fight against your own prejudice, fight against, you know, maybe your instincts and your gut in the situation, because he knows there's something that's telling him to believe her, and he doesn't want to, but I think that he's like slowly coming around, and I really like that. I also really liked Starbuck's struggle in this episode, because we've seen Starbuck struggling in the last episode in particular, right? And in this episode, we see that she sort of, because of Ellen, again, had to make a rash decision, and that it directly impacted Lee. Like, she could have been the one to kill him. And I think that was clearly very, very upsetting to her, very devastating. Starbuck is just, she's really struggling right now with Anders, with Lee, with just trying to put one foot in front of the other every day and try to keep going, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I really liked to see her in this episode. You knew that she was going to be the one to do it. The second that Adam was like, get somebody to volunteer, I'm like, it's Starbuck, she's going. Like, it's Starbuck, you know? She never is going to be the person that's like, you know what, I'll just sit this one out. You know, it's just not in her nature to do that. At first, I thought maybe she tried to shoot him in, like, the shoulder. I thought it was, like, this plan. I was like, did she do this on purpose? Like, maybe this is her plan to, like, you know, I don't know. But it was not her plan. It just, you know, got away from her. He got into the way of the fire, like the line of fire, like it just happened. And honestly, I like that more, because I think that it makes the danger feel more real, and I think it makes it feel more personal to the characters, right? Like, somebody else didn't shoot Lee, she did, and now she has to reckon with that. And I just really liked it, yeah. I don't want to talk too much about it, because I feel like I've been really rambling in this post-episode discussion, but I really liked it. I don't want to talk about Billy dying, because it's going to make me sad. I have to, because he did die in this episode. I will miss him as a character, even though he's not been a super, like, main character. He has been there this whole time, and it was very, very sad to see the president's reaction to his death. I do think that he is like a son to her, and I think that was very hard for her to deal with, and I can totally understand that. I mean, not like fully, but like I can understand how she would feel it wasn't worth it. His, you know, Adama's calculated risk, like he said at the end. I think Billy's a tragic character. I think he just wanted to make the world a better place, and I think that he just made a stupid decision at the end, because he was hurt and he was sad, and people make stupid decisions when they're hurt and sad, and I don't know. I don't have a tremendous amount to say. I think that it just makes me sad that his story ended like that, and I think that it's realistic, because, you know, sometimes people just make stupid choices when they're hurt, and hopefully it doesn't, you know, end that badly. But usually I have a lot to say, as you guys know, but I think his death makes sense. I think it narratively makes sense. I think that, you know, his story had sort of come to an end, and it's the impetus for the president probably to be harsher on Cylons. Like, I'm sure that his death will have some significance going forward, and a little bit scared to see it because, you know, I think that he did temper some of the president's worst instincts at times. And I think that I'm hoping Adama will now be able to, yeah, I don't know. I think he brought a lot to the show, and I will miss seeing him. I wish that he had had more storylines that weren't just about him and Dee. Like, I would have been interested to see more of who Billy was as a character, because I don't think we saw a tremendous amount. And I think I would have liked it. All right, I think that that's all that I really have to say about this episode. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. If you want, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which will be linked in the description down below. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Battlestar Galactica, including the miniseries. I'm kind of nervous what the next episode is going to bring, but I think this episode was really good. I think we're back into like the heart of Battlestar Galactica, and I'm excited to see what happens next. And also, like I said, a little scared. I hope you will join me and we can find out together. Until then, bye guys.